Welcome back to Shrad's Talks Books, a place for nerds who like words. I'm your host Shrad, a certified bookworm who enjoys reading fantasy and fiction. Through this podcast, I talk about books that I've read and loved. I hope you will join me in this journey for the fantastic stories and their impact. This year, we are going to try to capture as many genre of fiction that we can. And I would upload the reviews bi-weekly. If you like what you hear, please share this podcast with your friends and family. I'm always here if you think there are improvements to be made. Let's get reading. And Then She Vanished by Nick Jones. All of us have that one moment in our lives that is kind of unforgettable. A moment that defines us. A moment that turns our lives. Sometimes it's for good, sometimes it's for bad. But we all have that one moment that we always remember. It could be birth of a child, or epiphany that made you choose your career, or the day you met your partner. Or maybe when you lost someone you love. But we all have that one moment. For our protagonist, Joseph Bridgman, that was the evening when his sister went missing. She was only 7 years old, and like all other 7-year-old girls, she was the apple of eyes of her parents and her brother. In fact, she was an adorable little darling that everybody she met loved. And one day, while she was out at a local fun fair with her brother, she just disappeared without a trace. It's been 20 years and her brother still blames himself. Her father gave up on hope and committed suicide. Her mother is battling a severe onset dementia. The family has lost most of their fortune and about to lose the family house where Joseph still lives in. Joseph is on the verge of depression or is plagued by nightmare and he's about to lose his career. He's advised by his family's accountant and a very good friend Martin to see a hypnotherapist. But Joseph doesn't believe in therapy. He decides to give it a try, only to appease Martin. His first session with Alexia Finch, the hypnotherapist, is a very novel experience for Joseph. It doesn't seem to have helped him, but when he gets home, he realizes that he can time travel. And as any rational human would, Joseph freaks out. However, since he's obsessed with trying to find his sister, he decides to use his abilities and save her. And what follows next is his numerous attempts to get back in time to understand and solve the mystery of where his sister vanished. Now, all through his journeys, he enlists help from a bunch of people. Alexia is one of them. So is Vinny, who is the only true friend he has. And also from his old pal, Mark, who is apparently a professor of mathematical sciences. The process to explain and bring these people on board with his claim of time traveling is rather interesting, and frankly, it's a very believable process, and that's what makes it fun. The idea of time travel and its repercussions isn't a new one in the literary arena. However, the way Nick Jones weaves the story about a brother who wants to save his little sister at all costs is a very heartwarming experience. You see the force of the sheer will that Joseph wields, the process of his figuring out his abilities and then honing them to get better. While it is fantastical, it's very believable. And I guess that is the word that keeps coming to my mind every time I talk about this book is even with all its fantastical things in the novel, the psychometric abilities of Joseph or the time travel or the way he enlists people and the way people believe him and the way he handles all these things, they all seem somehow realistic and believable. Like if I get an ability to time travel, I'd probably do the same things that he did. Go about telling my friends, trying to fix some past mistake, make some money, etc. But honestly, it's not the time travel that kept me glued to the book. What truly made me listen to the whole book was Joseph as a character, his love for his sister, and the sheer belief that he can save her even after facing failure after failure after failure. That made me stick to it all. And Then She Vanished is a beautifully written novel. It has well developed characters, it's an interesting plot line, and a very gripping narrative. It also has one of the best audible narrators you can think of, and that's Ray Porter. He's narrating the stories. But Ray's voice is a bonus point. Even without Ray, the book would have stood on its own two legs. Story with all its plot points and twists and turns, it manages to keep you engaged all through the book. At no point the speed you lose the speed or the grip of the story. And the climax and the twist, they are both amazingly satisfying. But I must give you a warning that the book deals with depression, loss of child, suicide, and mental illness issues. So if any of these are your triggers, please be forewarned. So in our Let's Try Something New This Year mode, we have picked up a new genre, a time travel. I hope you give this little gem a try. The next two in the series are equally fascinating, though maybe not as engaging. We will talk about them some other time. Till the next time, thanks for listening and hope you keep reading. New genre, new year, and new adventures. There are a few more genres that we're going to deal in the coming up reviews. Stick true and feel free to share this podcast with a friend or a bunch of them. Let me know if you want me to pick up a particular genre or a book or an author. If not, hang on, stay with me to see what else I have under my belt this year. Till then, keep reading.